Nothing you did. It's just everything's the same color for a second. All right, tips looking good. We got a good line. Your hump's all clear, tips all clear. Happy going back right.
And don't forget your top lights there, Deb.
Alright, trooper coming around. Copy.
Forget your top lights, Deb.
Alright, it'll be all clear in the middle. I got a good line back. Copy.
Morning edition, pulling out with the superload. Good morning if you're on here, if you're wondering what this view is here out the front windshield. We are working on a superload with a 265-foot wind turbine blade. Pulling out of Erie, PA, headed to Dansville, New York. We're going to go shut some intersections down here so they can make their turns. That is nice. That four-wheeler's been here a minute. They know what's going on. Alright, take you guys with me. Thanks for the quick thumbs up, guys. That helps the videos.
Clear that tree, putting out the grass.
Oh, take you guys with us here. We jump out here, stop this big intersection. That way these guys can make their turn. As they swing all the way over here, it's like 265 total feet. So they need every bit of inch of that to make that turn. And in a minute here, the PA troopers we have will come up here and make sure nobody comes from the other directions. I stop this traffic up on this side here. That way nobody crowds the intersection and gets right in the way, because that just makes everybody's day harder. Maybe the other camera here. There we go. Quick with the thumbs up today there, guys. Appreciate it. Up. Oh, yeah. Hey, Trooper, if we have one car coming out, if you can grab this intersection up here, that way nobody comes into it for the turn. Sometimes.
He's gonna have to come back.
Say that again, Wes. Hey, stop this traffic for a second.
Hold on, Wes. Alright, we got him now. Yeah, copy, I got that one moving, Wes.
Yeah, sometimes the troopers are newer, don't know what
Here they come up, ready to start in on you.
We need that guy back there to shut these intersections down for us because he comes in from the far side. And honestly, sometimes we had the troopers these radios and the first thing they do is shut them off, but you know, you'll have that.
Starting into the turn. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll be rolling in here any second.
There is a sign that is plopped down on the pork chop. Yeah, copy. I got eyes on it. It won't be an issue. Everything's looking good on the tip. No issues in the middle. Tips all clear. Got eyes on the pork chop.
Appreciate you guys jumping on the live here
Good line on
already.
the pork chop. You're clear. Step back toward lane.
The thumbs up there button helps push these out and shows up on more people's feeds. At least I think that's how it works. I'm a boomer. I'm not good at the internet or YouTube or anything else, but bring you guys from a ride along from your phone and your couch or wherever you're watching. But the thumbs up, push the videos. We're running these 265-foot super loads here, and we got the state police here, well, trying to help us a bit anyways. Every once in a while we get one that hasn't been here very often and aren't quite sure the exact process of how we do it, so you make do with it. It still works. Blue lights and red lights there helps people pay a little more attention to what we're doing here. So, and good morning to everybody. If you are on here, I thought it was quite interesting yesterday. I asked people to chime in where they were at so I could go back later and look and kind of see where these YouTube videos pop up. I had some people in Japan and the UK. There was 3 or 4 different countries there, so if you are on here watching or riding along this morning, go ahead and comment in there where you're watching from. What we get here is these troopers help us shut down these intersections. Push the right side sidewalk. Looks like she's staying out. Huh, that was interesting.
How you liking that? It looks not bad. I'll stop here and go one more light. We'll be good to stop here. You're all clear.
Interesting enough, we had a four-wheeler
Stepping out.
Go. 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 She got real confused what to do, even though she cut right in between a state trooper and the load. With about 50 feet to spare there, so don't get confused now there, lady. You weren't confused when you ripped out in between. It feels like a Monday morning sometimes, but oh, what do we got here? California, Wichita, Kansas. Wichita, Kansas. All right. What you guys that are watching here? Do you
Ready on
are you guys truckers?
Copy, here we go.
Truckers are in transportation. I'm kind of I'm doing my studies here on these lives, seeing how I show up in people's feeds, because it's kind of what my page and my YouTube channel and everything is kind of based around, is, you know, mostly trucking, pilot car, you know, travels. Obviously, what PC Travels is there, because I go all over the country and kind of see a lot of cool stuff. You know, how I live my life on the road and whatever else. That's what the vlogs are about there. So, and we got another red light here. We'll see if the trooper closes it off for us. And if that trooper that subbed to my channel the other day happens to be watching this, you gotta tell your boy he's gotta get a little happier with that siren. Makes everybody's life go easier. You need the whoop whoop. Yeah, trooper we got today here, he's not much of a hurry, so it'll take a little longer getting through these red lights and intersections and whatnot. Sometimes we get cops they're at the intersection before us, or if there's cars, they'll flag them through the intersection when they shut it down, just so we can... It isn't fun to keep stopping and starting this thing over and over and over again. You can imagine it's not a fun job anyways, especially on hills, but they manage. Boy there, maybe he'll go up and get this next intersection before we get shut down here. Oh, let's see here. Good morning from Florida. Good morning. Oh man, I wish I was in Florida right now. Owner of a mowing company. Moving? Oh, I think that says moving company. I thought it said mowing there. That would have been funny. I actually, not that it's moving, but I always got confused because people always told me about moving. But my first self-employment, when I finally started working for myself, I did landscaping for almost 20 years for myself, and in the town I lived in. And that was my first, I'll call, actual career anyways, because that's kind of what supported me and my family for a good 15 to 16 years anyways. And then for a few years I did this and landscaping, and I decided kind of both were suffering. Both were suffering because you can't be in two places at one time, and if you stretch yourself out too thin, you end up making less money combined in between two jobs than you really do can focus on one. At least, you know, if you're gonna do it, you gotta put your heart and soul into exactly what you're doing. I used to take trips. I'd be all the way in Texas, or 1,200, 1,500 miles from home, and I'd turn around and drive all the way home because I was a landscaper and I had 30, 40 yards that would need cut for the weekend. So I'd drive all the way home, and then it would rain for 5, 6, 7 days straight, and I never mowed in the rain because it just made yards look really bad. And realized that not only did I lose money because it rained for a week, I also could have taken another job doing pilot car out on the road, and I would have made that money. And switching over.
I can't quite tell if it's Crown or you just setting up on these different curves, but it looks like maybe half tire left.
But
Copy.
yeah, I couldn't fully do each one and really be great at just one job, so I decided this is what I wanted to do. And getting a little bit older, my back wasn't really feeling the super hard labor all the time, every day, 7 days a week, because where I live up here, if you're a landscaper.
Yeah, copy. Yeah, say it's not awful, whatever it is, but yeah, it's all between the Crown dragging it. Are you setting up for the different curves?
These guys are talking through their trailer this morning. This is a steerable trailer there, because obviously you have to have it to make the turns and the curves and everything else, and you got to make sure it's running exactly as you want it to run every day. Going red on us. I never fly through these red lights, even with the trooper. I still use caution, because his lights don't mean nothing to me. I'm still not getting hit by a car that's not looking, so we'll be stopping on this one here. We got traffic ahead of us.
Yeah.
Sometimes, fresh green, that helps. Sometimes you get, just depends on the day, you end up with a lot of traffic built up here, and you can't really run random cars through these intersections. It's not good for anybody, so we just go with the flow till we get out into the country. And good morning to everybody. Morning, Ken. If you guys have been on the lives the last week, I've been doing them all week here. Kind of just going along with these superloads that I've been running. And if you made it to here and you do check out my channel, you can see normally I've been putting up vlogs of the oversized loads and going across the country, but I've had a lot go on the last few months, and I just have not had the hours and hours and hours needed to make a video. And honestly, you get doing the same job every day. Nobody wants to watch the same vlog of the same exact thing repetitiously over and over and over again. So we're just trucking. You can't really make it out here in this, but that's what we got going on back there. That's a 74 meter wind blade that we are trucking out of Erie, PA, out of our port, and taking it up to Dansville, New York, off of 390 there. I'm not quite sure what county it is. But it's about a 200-mile trip here, and it's honestly, at this point, in this stage of doing this, it's honestly probably the easiest job I've ever done, other than just running on interstate to the end of the interstate and calling it a day. I mean, this thing, we go through some towns, and the guys back there, the driver and the steerman, they're not going to tell you it's the easiest job ever, because, well, they actually have to steer this thing and get it through a couple small towns and whatever else. But as far as I go, I'm just leading the way and, reminding them of the wires that are low that they avoid and have to cross lanes and go into the other side of the road and whatnot. So I'm kind of on vacation up here, so it was a good time to start doing some lives and push my channel out again, because after this week, this is actually the last week we'll be doing these. What is today? Wednesday, I think. So we have now through Friday, and then there'll be one more day on Monday, and after Monday these will be done, and I'll be back to everything other than windmill stuff. It'll be, you know, tractors and buildings and generators and whatever else, perimeter trailer stuff. It's pretty much whatever's available here. This guy's grabbing a shoulder here. Oh, that might be my boy in that dump truck there. Oh, what is going on here?
Pumps all clear. Trailers all clear. Tips all clear.
Looks like everybody's letting us out here. 2 more pulled over. I think that might have been my buddy in that dump truck there that just pulled over.
Good line. He'll have probably 8-10 feet to him. Humps clear. Trailers clear. Tips clear.
But yeah, we are been doing some research on YouTube and trying to figure it out. And they said if you're trying to build the channel and what you do, I'm not going to do lives forever, but it's a good way to get a little exposure and get eyes on the channel again, get it moving. Hope that some people subscribe and even run over, check it out, and maybe watch some of the vlogs that you already got up. That's kind of what the hope is, and then I'll keep making new ones here over the next few months. Definitely, they'll be more exciting once we get off this project here, because the cops are all cool and the DOT's all cool and everything, but some are a little more friendly with the camera and talking and whatever else when they know I'm putting them out on videos. These guys here, you know, it's, yeah, they might not want to find themselves online anywhere. I like to make jokes and razz guys and whatever else, so. That boy's got that intersection shut down back there so we can keep rolling.
Two coming out. 2 more. The last one is
First wire 3 inches, second one 6 inches.
so there's one more, black one. Black caddy. Last one.
Looks good up top.
This caddy's coming through the skinny right now. He's on this side of the curve coming at you.
There's 2 of them out.
He stopped on the outside of the curve.
Trailers all in land.
I appreciate the thumbs up there. You guys are
Good line down through here. Good line on the 4. Coming back to lane. All in lane. Clear the 4.
You guys that watch a lot of YouTube and get on here a lot, you know how those thumbs up work there. They kind of push the video out and push the channel out. I
All
actually,
back under. It's tracking pretty nice.
yeah, right on the trooper there, 5-6 inches. You hear me calling out inches here. I'm the front pole car, so I let them know. Same thing at the pine tree there, times 3, 5-6 inches. My job here is I let them know how I hit the wires and how low the wires are, and then they can make.
Alright, you're dragging down pretty good. Good line on the left, inside's on the fog.
And they can adjust how
Back
they
in lane with you and clear the 4s.
how they drive this there to avoid tearing anything down. But as I was saying, you guys that do hit the thumbs up there, I appreciate it, because the lives don't actually, you know, I had a little bit of a misunderstanding of what I read on the internet here. I thought the lives kind of counted for my YouTube channel, but it turns out they actually don't.
4-4, last one is gray.
Turns out they actually don't, so really the only benefit
Trailer's
is
walking down the muster. You got a good line left.
getting some new subs to the channel, and then hopefully you guys will check out some of the long videos there that I put up of traveling and doing these oversized loads and stuff, and that's where really I get
3 more 4s, last one is 4. Last one's red.
These guys will get a little ways behind me there, so it's a better view out the
Got a
front.
gray jumper up here.
Looks like he'll be clear for the skinnies, at least the first one.
I got a good line left. Trailers pretty much in the lane. Alright, the last one coming out the back, all clear.
Far looks like you're good for 5-3.
A good line left.
Clear the crosser.
Clear left.
And if I do stop with the in-video monologue here for any given time, it's because I'm paying attention to what we're doing here. There's sections and valleys and stuff where we got to kind of get an eye on traffic and see what's happening. So right now we're going through a real big dip here on a curve, and at a football field long or just shy. You want to make sure what he's got coming, and they know what they're dealing with coming through that. So we're kind of the forewarning.
Yeah, it's bounding nice. I'm walking the mustard just left it.
You guys were clear all the way through.
Gotta be clear all the way.
And that's why we communicate back and forth. That way they kind of know what they're adjusting back there, how they're steering, how they're taking their turns. Copy.
Clear that skinny sign.
Put you guys back here. Yeah, they'll be coming up there in a minute anyways. Oh, what do we got? Hello, 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 Lon. Hello. I am not the police here. I'm the pilot car. We have the state troopers in Pennsylvania and the state troopers in New York. Once we get there, will be helping us. We're kind of the traffic control, and then for everybody that doesn't pay attention to us, well, then they pay attention to the cops there if we need them to. So we get through some really narrow, skinny towns here for the first bit of this trip, and we do our best to try to keep traffic out of the way, but they don't pay a lot of attention to us a lot of the time, and that's why we have the police running with us. They kind of handle what we can't. Yep, lead escort. No, I am not a cop. It's the worst part about this job.
Here's Ryan.
Is thank you. The worst part about this job is driving when I'm not working, because for some reason, and I am in a minivan, I will say that, but with the light bar on top and the antennas and whatever else, almost everybody has a habit of slowing down and driving really slow in front of you, because when they're looking out their
1-4 heading your way. There's another one right behind.
When they're looking out their mirror and all they see is me, and you can see on my
Going down, pulling over.
on my picture there on my page or whatever, you can see the vehicle, and to me it doesn't look like a cop car because I know better. But if you don't know better, then with antennas sticking out the top and a light bar and all that, I can understand the misunderstanding. But everybody slows down, everybody, you know, drags their feet in front of you and whatever else. And the only way to, you're constantly having to drive around people. And it's not necessarily fun, because we're not cops. I'm not a cop. I don't want to be a cop, or else I would have been a cop. It's we're just kind of we're just eyes and ears for the load. We're traffic control for moving, you know, the massive stuff through small towns, and really, more than anything, we're the eyes and ears.
All clear to the fire station?
We are the eyes and ears for these trucks, for these oversized loads, because a lot of times they can't see out of their mirrors. You know, when the load is wider than the truck, they can't see out their mirrors behind them, so when they're getting ready for a turn, or they need to switch lanes or whatever else, they're kind of depending on us. If we're a back car, they're depending on us to tell them the things that they can't see. And then same thing if you're out front. Now, I'm a pole car.
Tracking really nice. It's almost a shame I have to steer again. I don't know if I can get lucky twice in the same day.
So my responsibility is a little different. But if I was just a front car, I would be, you know, that's where we're talking about the turns that we're coming into, what the, you know, make suggestions, what the driver might need to do for a turn, and stopping cars from coming in. That way he has a clear shot for everything he needs to do. When you add the pole to the front of it, now you're also doing all of the responsibilities of a front car, but you're also responsible for letting him know low clearance stuff like wires, bridges, any other type of infrastructure that you have to go underneath. That way you can avoid accidents, damaging the load, tearing stuff down, getting into just about...
Clear the fire station?
Clear all the way out of the valley.
Clear that Ford trailer's hanging a little left, and now it's coming back to you.
Throw little bits in there, but I try to not talk on the radio too much, because that steerman in the back there on these loads, he's got a lot of responsibility when they're moving stuff like this out of lane and through curves, and you don't want to clog up the radio here when he's trying to communicate.
You're all clear to the red lights.
Copy. Oh, what we got here? It's heavy load escort. No, not a cop. Special certifications, and yeah, so I'm actually, as far as the pilot car goes, there is certifications. Now, I'm actually going to make a video on the channel. I've had quite a few people ask me, and I got to think of how I want to say this. It's definitely not a job that you just want to jump into. You don't want to do just online research and think you want to do it, and you definitely don't want to watch my videos and think, oh wow, that's really cool. I'm gonna get on the internet, I'm gonna look this stuff up, and I'm gonna jump out here. I'm gonna make a vlog or a YouTube video here about my experience getting into it. This is a job.
Oh, yours, Ryan. One's coming towards me.
Copy. This is definitely a job that you need a little bit of understanding of what you're getting into. I can talk about it. I can talk about it a little bit on a live, but I've been thinking, because enough people have asked me about it, about actually making a video where I kind of break down the realities of it, the costs of it, the liability of it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good line for a no touch on the wire.
And the goods and bads for
1-4, red.
Because
Another 4-2 blue is the last one.
Because I definitely make,
I got the inside walking up the fog, so you got a good line.
these guys are steering a curve here, so they'll be doing a little bit of talking, but, excuse me, I make videos.
Copy, lights temporarily red. I think it's turning. Yeah, it turned.
But I make these videos, and sometimes they come off as,
No tips through, no touch.
I don't want to say that this job isn't cool.
You're all
That's
clear.
not what I
Trailers
mean.
at the intersection.
But when I make these videos, I'm, you know,
Come
sometimes
back
they
toward
seem
you,
like
good
you're
line
just
on the
driving
right.
down the road, or
All clear.
it seems simple, and especially in my vlogs where the videos are cut up and edited and whatever else, and I don't put in a lot of the realities of the job, or the things that go wrong, the things that go wrong on the job, like the real realities of it. That's why I'm going to make a video and just upload it to the channel. Maybe I'll do it tonight, but to answer just the question, yes, there is certifications. There's annual inspections that we have for a lot of different states, and there's a handful.
You're all clear the rest of the way through.
When I say yes, there's certifications. Out of 48 continental states here, there's about, I want to throw out a bad number, so I'm just going to say a baker's dozen. There's about 13, 14 states that do require certifications, at least according to, you know, the DOT and all that, to do pilot car in those states. A majority of people carry 2 to 3 certifications that cover you in a lot of those states. Then you have inspections for a handful of states, right behind you. You got a handful of inspections where you can't go into the state unless you've been pre-inspected. You have some that you go in and you get an inspection, and they go over you. They go over you pretty crazy there, right on the trooper there at the sign, 5-6 inches.
You'll have no issue left.
So there is requirements. I will say that there is
All clear left, all clear overhead so far.
There is a lot of states that don't have requirements or certifications or whatever else. You still have things you have to abide by.
Last one's blue.
You still have things you have to abide by to be legal, but they don't require a certification. The issue with that in and of itself, though, is if you are just in an area where you're not required to have one, doing this job, you limit your income by only limiting yourself to be able to work in those certain spots. Because if you're not able to travel and travel many states, that there's no money to be made doing this unless you, you know, what do they say? The more adverse you are and the more widely trained and certified and all that, it opens up the avenue for more income potential. And I don't want the wrong idea. I know
all clear to the top of the hill.
Some of my videos and some of that, it makes it look cool, it makes it look whatever, but I am going to make a
there
vlog.
comes one around.
I am going to make a video there of kind of the harsh realities of this job and the things that I've been through doing it and situations I've been in, and I'm going to break down at least my, you know, financial portion of it here to try to put it into reality. You got one pickup there on the straightaway, halfway up. You got 4 or 5 inches in the right lane. there
Halfway to
is
rail.
realities to this. There was a TikTok.
And I'm at Vinny. 2 troopers are here.
There was a TikTok somebody made around COVID when people weren't working about
All back under you.
this
No issue up.
being some 6-figure side hustle.
Out the back clear.
And it was literally the dumbest video that ever hit the internet. And I myself can testify that there has been hundreds of cars that have came out here and hey, got an old man cutting the grass on the right shoulder there, top of the hill. He's plenty off for now. He's seen me. But he made this video about this being a 6-figure business or 6-figure side hustle, and that is not even remotely the case. But I don't know how many people decided they were going to be a pilot car or start doing this, but I'm going to say thousands of people came out. And Deb, if you get anybody on that side of the hill, if you can stop them for the moment, you got up to the intersection.
I copy that.
Thousands of cars came out and tried doing this, and thousands of cars have gone out of it because it wasn't what that video made it out to be, by a long shot. I can personally attest that it costs me 50% of what I make a year just to do this. And the harsh reality, really, of it is,
I have no issue head end. All clear.
if you're not somebody who understands the difference between gross income and net income, like if that escapes your understanding of business, then it's definitely, self-employment is not, it's not for you at all.
I have no issue with the stand.
My suggestion has always been, when people have ever asked me about this out on the road or whatever else, has been, you need to meet somebody who does this.
Coming through, no issues, all clear.
Or a company that is willing to let you come along for a little bit and get firsthand.
Got the inside working the fog, coming back to you.
And get firsthand experience before you ever think about just jumping out here and trying it, because that is a terrible way to go about any business.
Just getting the mustard.
You know, anybody can say, well, I want to be a landscaper and go out and buy,
Back and lay, that'll be good.
and go out and buy a lawnmower. Gonna be all clear for traffic this way. But anybody,
I got nothing behind me, I'm stepping out.
copy. But anybody can go out and buy a lawnmower and say, oh, I'm going to be a landscaper. And you see those guys, and they'll string it along for 3 years, and next thing you know, they're back at their 9 to 5 because they had zero understanding of a budget, net income, gross income, how to be cost effective or whatever else. There's a lot of ways you can look at it, and this is one of those businesses that is feast or famine. And like any business, I want to say any business, but I can personally attest that you are open in this job to not getting paid. And that is a harsh reality. Now, I've been lucky. I've been doing this for, I'm going to say 8 years now. And I've only been burned on invoices one time.
White pickup coming, Ryan.
Copy. I've only been burned on 2 invoices ever in 8 years of doing this, which is which the total between the 2 of them was, yeah, you could send them up, was less than $2,000. And in the grand scheme of things break or you have to replace stuff, so a $2,000 loss really isn't that bad. I know people who have been burned on $10,000 and $20,000 bills where they ran people all the way across the country, all the way back, and whatever else. And if you don't have any understanding of the legal system either, and collections and all that stuff, that's a harsh reality. You can spend $5,000 taking a trip for any trucking company that says, yeah, if you're all clear, I'm going to send one up. Got one coming to you. Yeah, as I was saying, I mean, I've heard horror stories and people getting burned on $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and when you have invested your own money into doing this job, fuel, hotels, this, that, and whatever, it's a reality that it's really hard to ever collect that money. Because some of these trucking companies, unfortunately, a lot more that are getting into hauling oversize, these companies can pretty much screw over anybody they want, and in a week that truck will have a different name on it with a different DOT sticker and a different whatever, and you're never getting your money. So there's a lot of risk into it. Do a backflip. You're out of your mind, man. I'm lucky if I can get out of bed without twisting my ankle at this point. I'm old. I'd still be a landscaper if I was young and nimble and everything else. Backflip. Yeah. I tried doing one 10 years ago on a trampoline with my kids, and yeah, it didn't go over well. If I could do backflips, I'd be playing for the Buffalo Bills right now. But back on this, we're pretty quick on here. They have no idea what's going on, but we got this 265-foot thin turbine blade. They're hauling from Erie, PA, out to Dansville, New York, and I've been doing these lives. There's our PA troopers, and we'll have our New York State troopers now that we just crossed into New York State, and there comes one trooper there. Trey 50, morning, man. And X-Ray Man, what's up? Well, we're on a YouTube live, because why not, right?
I'm going to send one behind the trooper.
Yeah, it's wide open, send them up. But because I'm gonna call myself old. I didn't even know you could do YouTube lives, and I've been doing them on my. Copy that. Jumping in now. Oh, we are ready to roll. Yeah, I might not do much talking in these.
Here we go.
For a minute, we're going to be making our way down into some narrow, skinny towns here, and we got to do some traffic control and whatever else, because it's kind of a challenge to get this thing
towards you.
about as long as a football field, just shy of a whole football field. So you can imagine a little cow town and wiggling these things through. They're it's a little bit of a challenge here, anyways. I gotta get my phone plugged in too here. I did not charge it last night, so. Oh, hot second here. There we go. Anyways, yeah, as you can tell, we'll be a left-hand curve coming in, same wire, right side, 4 or 5 inches. I don't know how these lives look on there, if you can tell how windy these curves are, but I'm sure the camera quality is not that great. I haven't actually watched my own live after I've done it and it uploads to the channel, but if you are here, and if you're one of the 22 thumbs
One
up.
One coming out of town. Hold on, they're moving a boat.
Good line around. Remote sound.
All good, Deb. You can go ahead and run on up.
Gotta wait for the boat to get up.
Morning. Yeah, if you usually just behind me, I'll grab the next one. We just keep leapfrogging him so he can get between each intersection. Okay. All right, thanks, man.
Town is nice and clear.
Copy, clear.
Good line. So you're going under, no issues on that wire. Yeah, head end's all clear. We won't have any issues with the standard, the tip. You're good to set up for your turn. Curve. Copy.
There we go. Yeah, so anyways, I got what I was saying there other than I shut up when I'm doing this stuff. Making my way downtown. Me too. We are making our way downtown. This ain't much of a town, but there's still people in it. It's the end of season here for lake life, so there's a little, I'll get a video on it here, but no, what are you doing? No.
You are all clear on the other side of the hill.
Yeah, good line. Tip's getting ready to come clear the trees. Alright, all clear. And you are going to be clear to come back for that wire whenever you're ready.
Rob, I have an 18 in this first right-hand curve up here. He's going to be in your way, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Can we stop here and get him by?
Yes, we can.
I'll send him up to you guys. Hold on. Hey, bud. All right, he's coming your way.
Yeah, they're coming our way.
It's got a mini dozer.
Yeah, copy. I got eyes on him. Looks like he's about 10 wide. He should have plenty of room.
Yep, go ahead. Ooh, a lot of action in this little town this morning. More so than normal. Yeah, I'm just gonna take care of this traffic here.
And he's turning off, so he'll be out of the way. You're ready?
Nope.
Go ahead again.
All right, there you go.
Copy, here we go.
Come on down. All right, these four-wheelers are gonna have to get off into the parking lot. Everybody and their mother showed up into the intersection at the same time. It's 11 o'clock, so it's lunchtime. Nope. Everybody and their mother showed up at the exact same time in this town, I swear. Hello, Frank, and hello to all the symbols I can't read, and it does not translate whatever you type for me there, so I actually, YouTube would have been a lot nicer if they would have put that in English for me.
Good line on everything.
All right, Troop, if you want to run up here and grab this intersection, and then I can jump up to Bailey. Nope. Stay there. Stay right there. Don't move. Some people, you have to explain it to them, like children, because they see cops and flashing lights and cars all over the middle of the road, but they think they still need to pull out, so. Oh, man, this is a lot like a Monday. Good morning to everybody. Where are you? We're, right now, at the moment, if you look it up on Google Maps or whatever, right now we're in Findlay Lake, New York. That is the,
looking good. We're all clear of that mess.
yeah, that mess. That was a mess. Findlay Lake, New York, out in western New York. And we are trucking out to Dansville, New York with this, which you might see when it comes around the curve here, because I shouldn't have no more traffic coming at me after this. But we're going out to Dansville, New York there. Hello from Florida. Robert, hello from Florida. That is, I think somebody already said that this morning, and I wish, not gonna say I wish I was in Florida now. This is still tolerable, but I've been to Florida, you know, on vacation twice now in the last 2 years for the first time ever. And if you know anything about Buffalo, New York, and Erie, PA, it's not.
There's a red truck coming out of this farm. Never mind, he's going in the other side.
It's not a fun place to be if you're not a fan of cold and winter. And even though I live here, I am not. And I went to Miami, I think 2 years ago, in end of February.
Looking good back here so far. Good line.
And when we left here, we were under a winter blizzard warning. It was snowing and freezing sideways. I mean, pneumonia or frostbite in 10 minutes. Like, it was bad. And we made it to, I think, the Florida-Georgia line.
There's a white truck right there at the end of the driveway. Watch you don't jump out in front of you.
That
Yeah, if you want to do this for the rest of, you will pay attention. Remote on.
But yeah, we made it down to Florida by the next morning, and it was, I want to say, an average of 85 degrees in Miami in February, and it was back to shorts weather, and it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. Like, oh my God, people live like this all year. This is, and then somebody said, come back to Florida in July and tell me you still like it. And if you look back at some of my videos earlier
Pick it up a notch. I'll have a good line for that last pole.
I was in Florida in July on a workload, and we were at a hotel stuck for 2 or 3 days, sitting on the back patio at night while we were stuck having some beverages at 1 a.m, and you could have wrung my shirt out. It was so hot, so muggy, so absolutely miserable. But I've been a landscaper most of my life, and the heat has never bothered me. Like, I will still take hot and muggy over being stuck in your house for an average of 4 months a year, where if you're not somebody who snowmobiles up here, or if you're not somebody who snowmobiles or skis or just likes, I don't know, ice skating, winter stuff, which I don't. I've never been a fan of it. And it's not for you. I like snow at Christmas. I ain't gonna lie, I do like that. I like a fire, a fire in the fireplace. I like Christmas and all that stuff, and snow for then. But that is where it ends for me. And these guys are rolling. Finally made our hill here, so we'll keep making our way down the road. New Orleans, Louisiana. Yeah, that is one of only 2 states I've never been to. I've never been to Louisiana, and I've never been into Washington.
Yeah, I like it right there.
I could have thrown a rock at Washington over the river. I've been on the Oregon side, and what is that there? It's not Snake River. I can't think of what it's called, but I've been real close. And when I wanted to go home, I was going to go through Washington on my way back to New York just to say I went that way. But it was like, in order to go through Washington to get back home out of Portland, like it added hours to my trip.
Clear to the corner.
Copy.
On you.
So,
Copy, here we go.
so I didn't do it, but Washington and Louisiana, those are the only two states that I haven't been in. And Louisiana, for a
Coming
while,
up the straightaway up to hit the second hill.
for a while there,
Another one
I
right behind it.
didn't go to Louisiana because I didn't have the certification or the permit or
Well,
whatever
can you give that a wiggle?
that you needed to go there. And I do have everything I need to go to
We're
Louisiana
sticking
now.
left.
So
You're going to be clear all that stuff.
the next
Last one's blue.
next opportunity I have to make it up there or take a trip there for work or take a load.
Yeah, we're running left by about a tire. Maybe a tire and a half.
You guys are all clear up through that hard right-hand turn. New Orleans, that is, yeah, I want to be there. I want to go to New Orleans. I don't want to take work to Louisiana. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to go to New Orleans. It's, that's one of those cities that you watch your whole life on videos, and it looks fun. It looks
Right
fun
there,
down there.
came back to you, not too bad. Alright, coming around nice. Keep her going easy, there's no issues. Alright, yeah, your tip is all clear, starting to come back toward you.
Hey, from Minnesota.
Coming back toward land with you.
I have been.
Yeah, we're all in.
Yeah, I have been down to Minnesota, not for work, not working or doing oversize, but I've traveled through there.
Yeah, it's settling in still a little left. It took off for a second there, it was kind of fun.
I've been through there on my drive home, anyways.
You gonna be
coming
able to
back
work with that until we get our 4 miles up the road? And have
from
to
the
keep
west
coming?
coast.
Yeah,
There.
well, we're good.
These guys are talking about the trailer back there. No, I only hit Minnesota once on my way home because I had went to Yellowstone, and on my trip back, I kind of took the north route back to New York there just so I could drive through some states that I've never been to. I don't know if that really counts as putting it on the map of states you've been to, but if you drive through it, then I think it counts, right? I don't have to stay there, sleep there, or work there to count it as I've been there. So 46 out of 48, and Alaska is on my bucket list, but I got to work on my passport and all that because I want to be able to drive there and do some camping and actually enjoy it for a while, and I might be able to work my way towards Alaska, so help kind of pay for the trip anyways. It does count. Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, the first time, where was it there? Mississippi. I think it was Mississippi. I took a load that needed me only to get to the state line at Mississippi, but I did go a few miles in that first time on the first trip, and to take all my stuff down and get fuel, and I was 4 or 5 miles inside of the state line. I said, well, Mississippi's on the it's in the book. I've been there. So it definitely it does count. That is the one. I'm not going to say the one thing. I do this job because I because I enjoy it. But a huge part that played a reason in me deciding to go with this and kind of stick with it and learn how to survive it, because it's not a easy industry to survive in here. But I was never out of. I grew up in Buffalo, New York, and I moved to Erie, PA. So you got New York, Pennsylvania. I have family in Ohio that I would visit, and once as a kid, I had gone to Myrtle Beach. So the drive down there and the drive home. But in my adult life, I'd never really been outside of a 200-mile radius. And by my second year of doing this, I was at probably 30 states. And now after 8 years, I've been to all those states, like I said, except for the two, Washington and Louisiana. And Louisiana's possibly still a possibility for this year that I could make it there, but Washington that's a next year trip right there, because I can get trips, I can get work or jobs or whatever you want to call it out to the West Coast. A few of my customers work a lot taking stuff out to like Utah and Oregon and all of that, and so I can get out there, and if I can get my passport taken care of before next year, what I want to do is head up into Washington and then up into Canada and make my way back through Canada, because I think I was 8 or 9 the last time I was there. And I remember, Niagara Falls, Canada, that was cool when I was a kid, but